Hello everybody. I have made a simple birthday card for my husband with some of his favorite things, and I will show you how I did it. It's just a few simple layers and a few simple techniques. Can I say simple enough? So anybody can do this really. I'm filming in a different location. I'm house sitting for my daughter and her family, and I apologize if their air conditioner is very loud because where I'm filming is right off the area with the AC. And also if the lighting is a little wonky or different, this was the best I could come up with, was their dining room table, and I have set up a mini craft room here. But this card is very simple. Number one, because I don't do really fancy schmancy things usually on a regular basis anyway. And number two, I don't have all of my supplies here. I'm using what I brought with me, and so that's what I did. Okay, so let me show you first of all, this is a black card base. And I've written everything over here in case you want to see it. And it'll also be on my blog post, which I'll link below. So the black card base is 11 by 4 1/4. So it's been scored and folded. So you have your standard 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 card. Then I have two pieces of Blue Lagoon cardstock, and they're 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. I have, let's see, two pieces of whipped cream, which is white, which is 5 1/4 by 4. Okay, and then I have three ink colors. This is Summer Days, Blue Lagoon, and Huckleberry Fusion. I have two stamp sets I'm using. This one is a little ATS stamp set. It's called Music is Life, and it looks like that. And this one is You Sketch stamp set, and it has 8 stamps, and I'm using it for a couple of sentiments. Oh, and I didn't show you the inside of the card. Okay, so this is the outside of the card, and the inside looks like this. I use the Happy Birthday and the You Rock. My husband's a guitar player. He loves all guitar music, so this is why it's for him. And then I used a little of this silver silk, so I'll show you that. So let's get started. First things first, I already scored and folded the card base, so we'll set that aside. I have these two pieces of white cardstock, whipped cream is what they're called, and I'm going to recreate this front cover. So first thing I'm going to do is, I have this dauber, and I have 3 different colors that I'm going to use. And let me show you, on the underside of my ink pads, I have a little circle of Velcro, and I stick the little dauber on there so that, well, this is the dauber, the little pad on there, so that I have it ready to go when I need it. First thing I'm going to start with is the darkest color, which is Huckleberry Fusion, dark blue. And I don't want to get a really hard line, which is not that easy to do, or at least for me. So I'm going to pat it off a little bit, and then I'm going to come in here lightly, as lightly as I can. Go over that a little bit. And I'm not going to go very far in with this darkest color. And I'm actually getting a little darker than I wanted to on the edges, but that's okay. We'll go with it. And you want to kind of have a light touch. I'm getting a little hard here as I'm on camera. And it always happens when you're on camera. Things never look exactly like they did when you weren't and you were taking your time. And again, just kind of lightly come in, and I don't want to go too far in with this darkest color. Okay. So there we go. That's color number 1. Take this pad off, switch to Blue Lagoon, and on this color I'm going to go a little farther in. Just bring it a little farther in, and I can start on the darkest color and then pull it inward more. And something else I do on occasion, which you don't want to do, is get a fingerprint in here. So try to be careful about that, so you don't have a fingerprint showing. And I'll just bring this in a little bit more. And again, I'm trying not to get some really hard lines or really dark areas. I have a few here, but that's okay. It's not bad. With that darkest color. And it's hard not to do with the darkest color. Get some harder edges to it. Okay. Now I'm going to take this Summer Days, and I want to create kind of a glowing look behind where my guitar is going to go. So, and it's just going to be in this middle part. And also, don't worry if this doesn't look perfect in the way you wanted it to, because I'm going to stamp some stuff over this, so some of the stuff that may not look exactly like you want it to is not going to show as much once you get the stamping done. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do is I want to take part of this stamp set with the guitar. It's a little stamp that says "Music is Life." It's 2 pieces, so you have the guitar and with the tree coming out, and then you have the "Music is Life." So what I want to do with this "Music is Life" is I don't want it to be really hard all the way around. I really want to just kind of make a background with it. So I'm going to actually stamp off twice and then stamp it on there. And some places are going to show more than others because of how dark the ink is. And I'm making this very random. So come off the side there. And if you're worried about it being straight, I have this little grid paper, so I can put it on the grid and try to get a little straighter, but I'm not really as concerned about that. I'm just kind of making a nice little background here, creating my own background paper in a way. And if you want, you could do one of them a darker down in the corner or something. That would be cute too. And almost done here. And you can see how my grid paper gets pretty messy. Okay, there you go. So I've got that background all done the way I want it. Now I'm going to take the Huckleberry Fusion and I'm going to ink up the tree and the guitar. And before I do it, I want to kind of set this there. We go. Kind of keep it on the grid so that it is showing me what's, you know, kind of an even, everything's centered a little bit. And I want to get this as much in the middle as I can without putting my head in the middle of where you all are looking. And I think that turned out pretty good. I wanted right over the top of that kind of glowing area that I created, which I really like that. Okay, let's set that aside. Now let's work on the other white piece. And what I did with the other white piece is I simply took my mid color, which is Blue Lagoon, no, my dark color, sorry, it's going to go on a Blue Lagoon plate piece, so I'm going to use the darker Huckleberry Fusion. And all I'm going to do is just sort of go around the edges a little bit. Tilt my dauber so that it's going in and giving me kind of a distressed look. But I'm not going to do a lot of buffing. So there we go. Do that. And then I'm going to do a little stamping on here in this same color. I'm going to take from that stamp set, the You Sketch, I'm going to take the Happy Birthday. Card up so I can kind of see here. Happy birthday. And then I'm going to take the You Rock, because he does. And it goes with the theme, right? And then there's plenty of area there for us all to write our messages on. And if I let the kids sign this one, I don't know, maybe they should come up with their own, right? Okay, so now I'm going to attach these pieces. And my Teresa Collins runner. Oh, you know what? Before I attach them, I'm going to take my silver and I'm going to flick it on here. Now, you could leave it like this. You don't have to flick the silver on. I just like the way it looks. Shake it up really good if you have these, because they do settle into the bottom. And I want some kind of bigger blobs on here. Blobs. That's a technical crafting term. Blob. Okay, I think that looks good. And just keep flicking until you like the way it looks. Let me do this one right now while I let that dry for just a minute. That would be bad if I ran out of adhesive while I'm filming, because I don't know that I brought a refill with me. Great, huh? Really not good planning. My daughter only lives like 45 minutes from me. However, I had just had some surgery, and so I wasn't able to drive when I first came out here. So I was kind of landlocked out here on their little farm. And the reason I'm staying out here is because they have animals, a horse and ducks and chickens and a dog and a mama cat with some babies, and yeah. So, and I am tasked with making sure everything is still alive when they get home. I'm not sure I'm the best person for that, but it is what it is. Okay, so far so good, by the way. Everything is still alive. So I am going to attach this to the front. And I always put more adhesive than I need, to be honest. I'm just that kind of person where I get a lot of adhesive. Oops. Nope. With this Teresa Collins adhesive, you have a little bit of time. Not a lot, but a little bit. And this is a little bit more difficult because my card wants to flip open as I'm doing this. Okay. There we go. And there is the front. And let's do the inside. Oops, that is really crooked. There we go. And that's the inside. So here you go. Here are my cards. He's got 2 birthday cards. I don't think he needs to, but I really like the way it turned out, and he's going to love the guitar and the music is life and all that. It is just really him. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. And as I said, I'll link to my blog. Here's the information on the side. But I will link to my blog, and it'll have clickable links for all of these items. Thanks so much for watching. Happy crafting, everybody.